Is Bitcoin now a stablecoin? Because Bitcoin hasn't been moving, right? But I am here to tell you guys, there is nothing to be worried about, okay? Bitcoin, okay, it will move. Don't worry, guys. Bitcoin is not a stablecoin. So in today's video, guys, I do want to show you guys a fair few charts today, right? There is, in fact, a fair few charts that I want to show you guys for Bitcoin, indicating and just showing us that Bitcoin is ready to move. Okay, Bitcoin is truly ready to move to a new all-time high. We're going to see Bitcoin going parabolic very, very soon. So Bitcoin holders, okay, don't be worried about Bitcoin. Okay, I get it. Bitcoin hasn't really been moving, but I want to show you guys, right, for the past few months that Bitcoin has actually been moving, especially last year in November. As we know, Bitcoin was skyrocketing, right? We saw Bitcoin pretty much pumping to a new high. Okay, as we all know, right back, a couple months back in November, 2024, we saw Bitcoin reaching new highs. Right, even just recently, we saw Bitcoin. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, did reach a new all-time high. Okay, so understand, guys, Bitcoin has in fact been moving, but I get it. Right, for the past few days, Bitcoin hasn't really been moving, and I get it, okay? But like I said, there is in fact a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys, indicating and just showing us that Bitcoin is ready to go parabolic. And I know I always say this, but understand, guys, it's gonna happen, okay? Remember, we're not in a bear market, we're in a bull market, okay? We're gonna see Bitcoin pumping to new highs. And remember, guys, it's February. February is usually one of the most bullish months for Bitcoin, okay, as we know. So let's talk about it, guys. So Bitcoin right now, okay, still not moving, still below $100,000, just like where we saw it yesterday. So Bitcoin right now, $97,800. So Bitcoin is still below 100K, but don't you guys worry. Okay, we're gonna see Bitcoin going back up to $100,000, and of course even reaching back up to its previous highs of $109,000, where it was back in 20th of January. Okay, so coming up to a month now. Okay, so that was like 3 weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, that we last saw Bitcoin at 109. Okay, but yeah, we will see Bitcoin pump it back up to 109. Bitcoin is not too far off from reaching that level, right? Yashin's clearly said that's really not too far off. So, I do believe Bitcoin, okay, in the next upcoming few weeks, it's going to reach back up to its previous highs of 109, and of course, reaching a new high, guys. I want you guys to understand that. And if you guys don't understand that, right, and if you guys don't believe me, there is, in fact, a fair few charts, like I said, okay, that I want to show you guys for Bitcoin, okay? So, let's do it, right? But yeah, Bitcoin, okay, y'all can clearly see today it's not really moving. Okay, for the week it is down over 6%, 6.5%, and for the month it's up 3%. Right. So again, for the month, for the past, few weeks, we're not seeing huge moves happening for Bitcoin yet. It really is like a stable coin right now, right? Y'all can clearly see that. But yeah, this is normal, guys. Okay, we're gonna get days like this where we don't see much movements. Okay, it's completely normal. So welcome to the world of crypto, I guess, and Bitcoin, right? This is completely normal, guys. Now for the year, okay, understand, guys. Now it's getting a bit more interesting, right? Bitcoin is up over 100%, okay, almost 130%, guys, for the year. Okay, and that's pretty good, right? Yassis Khaleesi, like I said, okay, in November, 2024, a couple months back, we did see Bitcoin pumping to new highs, right? Y'all can clearly see that. Okay, it was absolutely skyrocketing, and now it's it's dropped back down. Okay, we are in fact seeing some corrections, and understand it's completely normal, right? We saw Bitcoin pumping like crazy, and then it did in fact have this pullback. Okay, and it's understandable. Look at how much Bitcoin pumped, right, back in November and December, back in 2024, just last year, right, a couple months back. So understand this is completely normal that we are in fact seeing a correction right now happening for Bitcoin. This is completely normal. Okay, so there is nothing to be worried about, guys. Okay, and when in doubt, zoom out. Like really, okay, like really zoom out. You guys can see right there, we are completely fine for Bitcoin. So yeah, like I said, February is going to be, honestly think it's going to be one of the most bullish times for Bitcoin, especially during this year in 2025. I think it's going to be no different. In previous times in February throughout the years, you just clearly see a lot of greens. Okay, we only had 2 red months. Okay, so back in 2014 and 2020, those were the only years, okay, that we were in fact in the reds for the month of February. The rest of the years we were in the greens for the month of February. So I really do believe this time around for this year in 2025, it's going to be no different. And as we know, guys, we're in a bull market. Remember that, okay? We're not in a bear market. Okay, I feel like a lot of people think, the bull market's over. We're entering a bear market. No, guys. Bitcoin, it's only down 4%, okay? Like almost 5%. So there's nothing to be worried about. I remember this was down at one point, like almost 10%, I believe. So Bitcoin right now is having a nice little recovery, right? It really, really is. So there is nothing to be panicking about, guys, right? And I want to show you guys this, because it's actually, very, very interesting. So Bitcoin is the best performing commodity of all time, right? Y'all just clearly see that. So the most traded commodities returns for the past, last 5 years from 2019 to 2024, and y'all just clearly see Bitcoin is up almost 2,500%, 2,500% almost, right? So absolutely amazing to see for Bitcoin, right? And this is pretty interesting in my opinion, right? It's very, very interesting. Right now, getting into the charts, so starting off with the Bitcoin dominance. So as I told you guys many times, okay, we're gonna see the Bitcoin dominance collapsing. Okay, once we do see a massive drop happening for the Bitcoin dominance, that's when alt season will begin, guys. Okay, so all that money, okay, flowing into Bitcoin, it will, not flow into Bitcoin anymore. It will be flowing into pretty much altcoins, and that's when alt season will begin. We're gonna see a lot of large caps, low caps, really, really skyrocketing, right? So if we have a look here at the Bitcoin dominance right now, let's go to the weekly time frame. You guys can clearly see it's actually up, right? It's actually up. It's up almost 62% right now for the Bitcoin dominance. So it's actually been pumping, but understand, guys, okay, it will drop eventually. Okay, and every single time we see the Bitcoin dominance having a drop, you guys can clearly see that right over here. Okay, that's when alt season does pretty much begin. So understand, we're gonna see a pretty decent dump happening for the Bitcoin dominance, and once that happens, okay, we're going to see, pretty much alt season beginning. Okay, so understand, guys, okay, soon enough, we're going to see the Bitcoin dominance dumping. And once that happens, we're going to see the crypto total market cap pretty much skyrocketing to a new high, right? So understand, guys, looking at this chart, right, for the crypto total market cap, okay, you guys can clearly see a cup and handle pattern did in fact form, as we know, and soon enough, guys, it's going to go much, much higher. Okay, it's going to have a breakout. Okay, as we know, it did in fact show a breakout, and then it's having a retest right now. Okay, but it's still holding above this key resistance. Okay, so this is pretty much turned into a support level, and we will see a rebound. Okay, hopefully, right? But this is a pretty strong, support level right now. And I really do believe we're going to see a rebound very, very soon. And I do believe potentially, okay, and I'm not saying that this will 100%, but I do believe alt season, there is potential that it can happen this month in February. It can happen this month, guys. Okay, we are only 7 days into this month of February. Okay, only a week, okay, into this month of February. So we still have pretty much 3 weeks left. And so far, right, we're not seeing huge moves right now for alts, okay, even Bitcoin. But I'm telling you guys right now, okay, everything's going to change. It will move eventually. So it's all about patience, guys, okay? It really, really is. So I really do believe, most likely, okay, I'm not saying that this will 100%, but I do believe alt season will pretty much begin probably sometime this month in February. Okay, there is potential for that. So we will just have to see, guys. Like I said, I'm not saying it will 100% happen this month, okay, in February, but there is, potential for that to happen, right? So be ready for that. But yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so you guys can clearly see the equal highs. Bitcoin has formed an equal high structure again. The necessity of a equal high is a breakout. We'll see Bitcoin break out at this level soon. So in the past, when we have seen these equal highs, okay, it seems like we do in fact see a breakout right after it. Okay, so we saw equal high, break, okay, equal high, we saw a breakout, and then now, okay, we are focusing on equal high, okay, and soon enough, it's going to have a breakout. Okay, so history does repeat itself, guys, and this is actually, very, very interesting. So understand, Bitcoin holders, we're going to see a breakout happening for Bitcoin very, very soon. So be prepared for that. And this is actually very, very interesting. So as we know, okay, we are focusing a very, very strong support levels. So with this pattern, okay, the ascending triangle pattern, okay, you guys just clearly see that. So we are fixing a support level and a resistance. And I told you guys many times, once we see a clear breakout from this resistance, because this is obviously a clear resistance line right over here at the top, okay, once we see a clear breakout from this resistance line, we're going to see Bitcoin going much higher, okay, much higher compared to where it is right now. So Bitcoin holders, understand, soon enough we're going to see this uptrend continue up to the upside. Understand that, okay, this uptrend that we have in fact been seeing for Bitcoin will continue on. Okay, Bitcoin is just not going to dump. Okay, it's not going to break the support, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to break the support, right? I think it's going to go much higher. I mean, if it does break support, great. We can buy more, cheaper Bitcoins if that does happen. But what can really cause Bitcoin to go, lower, right? To like those 80K levels to even 70K? Because I feel like a lot of people aren't fact saying, Bitcoin's going to be reaching $70,000. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. That's just my opinion. Right, that is just my opinion, especially during this time right now. I think Bitcoin won't reach 70K ever again in history. I think it's just going to be going up from now on, right? So that is that. But yeah, understand, guys, the top is nowhere in. Okay, the top is nowhere in yet for Bitcoin. Understand the Bitcoin monthly RSI. Okay, so just room for growth. Bitcoin hasn't peaked yet. The RSI hasn't hit the overbought zone. Okay, a reliable indicator. So yeah, you guys can clearly see the RSI hasn't reached that overbought zone, right? So understand the top is not in yet for Bitcoin, guys. Okay, clearly, right? You guys just clearly see that. I feel like a lot of people think the top is in for Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, that's the top, that's it. 109, that's it. And from here on, it's just going to go lower. And I feel like a lot of people out there, well, not a lot of people, but some people think, the top's going to be 150 to 180 or even 200K. In my opinion, I think that's crazy, right? I think that's crazy because I think Bitcoin can go way higher than just 200K, like 150, 180 to 200K. Like that's an easy target for Bitcoin, in my opinion, right? I do believe Bitcoin can reach like, $250,000 to 280 to even 300K. And with a Bitcoin strategic reserve happening, and of course with a lot of adoption happening right now for Bitcoin, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure we can all agree we are in fact seeing a lot of adoption happening right now for Bitcoin, right? A lot of institutions are buying into Bitcoin. A lot of different countries around the world are buying into Bitcoin. New money is flowing into Bitcoin, and with that happening, with all that happening, right, especially with a strategic reserve happening for Bitcoin, we're going to see the price most likely go to 300K, 400K to even 500K this bull run. I feel like 500K is like the most bullish scenario. You never know, guys. This could be a super cycle. Who knows, right? And if it is a super cycle, okay, if we do see a super cycle, Bitcoin can go way higher than 500K. We will have to see. Okay, call me crazy, but it is possible, guys. So understand the Bitcoin top is not in yet, right? Now, also look at this, guys. Okay, every single time. Okay, so understand, okay, we are going to be entering this bull zone. Okay, and a lot of people like to call it the banana zone. Okay, so understand when we are in this zone, okay, we're going to see Bitcoin pretty much going parabolic, just like in the past. Okay, the past other bull runs, bull markets, you guys can clearly see when Bitcoin is in this bull zone, okay, or banana zone, whatever you like to call it, Bitcoin goes parabolic, right? It just goes crazy. It just goes nuts, right? So understand we're pretty much in the zone right now. You guys clearly see that, and Bitcoin is pretty much going to go parabolic very soon. So this is why, guys, I always tell you guys, this is the time right now to not be panicking for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not a stable coin, right? I get it. It's taking its time right now, but understand, okay, times are different, okay? In this cycle, yeah, it can take a bit more longer for Bitcoin to go parabolic, even altcoins, but it's going to happen eventually, guys. I really do believe in the next few weeks, we're going to see some crazy moves happening for Bitcoin and altcoins. So be ready for that, guys, because the entire crypto market's really going to skyrocket, okay? But yeah, look, okay? Understand, as I showed you guys in yesterday's video when I talked about, Bitcoin, I told you guys that, Kathy Wood, okay, ARK Invest, they have predicted, right, that we will see Bitcoin reaching over $1 million by the year 2030. That's the most like bullish scenario. They're saying $1.5 million. That's the most bullish scenario by the year 2030. So it says here, ARK Invest projects Bitcoin to hit a top price of 1.5 mil by 2030. This is what it would look like if Bitcoin hits $1 million. If you think you're late to Bitcoin, think again. And that's true, right? So this is pretty much what it would look like, guys, if Bitcoin were to reach $1 million. Okay, and it will happen. Understand, guys, as I've told you guys many times, you have to think of Bitcoin as a digital asset that's going to be worth not just $1 million, but millions of dollars. And this is what I always tell you guys, to accumulate at least a full Bitcoin. Okay, I really do believe for the average person, if you simply just accumulate a full Bitcoin, just one Bitcoin, and you simply hold it for long term, okay, I'm talking about like over 10 years at least, it's going to change your life. Okay, you will have some type of wealth to your name. You will obviously become a millionaire, and you will actually do believe you will have some type of freedom, like financial freedom, just by simply owning a full Bitcoin. Like I said, Bitcoin is a digital asset that's going to be worth not just $1 million, but millions of dollars one day. It's going to happen. Okay, so understand, guys. Okay, the Bitcoin chart's going to look something like this. Okay, when we do see Bitcoin reaching 400k, 500k to $1 million and higher, it's going to look something like this. Okay, so a lot of people right now, where we're all the way down over here, a lot of people think it's too late to buy Bitcoin. Think again. Trust me, when we see Bitcoin at $1 million and higher, everyone's going to be saying, man, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at 100k, back in 2024, 2025, right? People are going to say that. Okay, and guess what? They're going to say the exact same thing when we see Bitcoin at $1 million in the next, 10 years or sooner. Who knows? 2030, right? That's less than a decade from now. So we will have to see. Okay, but I do believe it is very, very possible, guys, that in the next bull run, okay, we will see Bitcoin at $1 million. It is very possible for sure. So Bitcoin holders, be ready for that. Remember, we're in here for the long-term play. Okay, you simply want to buy Bitcoin and hold it. That's it, right? You want to buy Bitcoin and hold it, guys. Okay, buy Bitcoin, hold it, hodl, okay, and store it in a cold storage, a cold wallet. Okay, not a hot wallet, not an exchange. Okay, a cold wallet, guys. Okay, so that is that, not financial advice, guys. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Give a thumbs up, subscribe. Don't worry, guys. Okay, for all the Bitcoin holders out there, Bitcoin is not a stable coin. It will move. It's all about patience. Okay, I'm telling you this right now. I know I always tell you guys this, but we are at the home stretch right now. Okay, Bitcoin's gonna move to new highs. Okay, and it's gonna shock the world. Trust me. Okay, and people will foam it in. People that are not getting into Bitcoin right now, they will foam it in later on. So guys, be patient. Okay, I promise you guys, Bitcoin will move. It will reach new highs very, very soon. So that being said, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.